Focus on the other storm that we are riding as a country. COVID-19 cases are on the rise in eThekwini. Over the weekend, the KZN Premier Siphamandla Goge revealed that the province's COVID-19 cases are increasing at an alarming rate. He said this is being driven by the Omicron variant. Well, eNCA senior journalist Siphamandla Goge is in KwaZulu-Natal and joins us now for an update. Siphamandla, so the situation being described by Siphamandla Goge as, the increase is at an alarming rate. But what exactly does that look like? What is the situation currently in terms of the spread of COVID-19 in KwaZulu-Natal?
It's concerning, but there is some comfort in the fact that at least hospitalization are not increasing for now as we speak. Yes, cases and infections are increasing in KwaZulu-Natal, particularly in eThekwini, the only metro, which is the economic hub of the province. It's not surprising for obvious reasons that, for either employment or business reasons that many people flock to eThekwini. We are in the festive season now, it's December. Many people visit eThekwini. It's known as Africa's playground for tourism purposes and business. So many people do come to eThekwini, which is the epicenter as we speak, according to the Premier of the province, Siphamandla Goge. On Sunday, he held a media briefing whereby he did announce that there is a sharp increase in terms of the numbers and infections in the province. That in a way signaled that the province has officially entered the fourth wave. It's something that is concerning. As we understand, the KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Executive is meeting, and we understand that on the agenda they will be discussing, among other things, that issue of increasing infections in the province. But like I said earlier on, that there is some comfort in the fact that public health institutions are not overwhelmed for now. Many people who have tested positive for COVID-19, they've reported mild symptoms. But let's take a listen to what health experts are saying about this situation.
I think at the moment we are in that limbo situation, right? So on the one hand, we know that we are in the fourth wave. We know that cases are increasing really fast. But unlike before, we are seeing slightly more mild cases at this point, and we are still waiting to see, given the benefit of time, how much more severe are cases going to get, as we see people who are slightly older getting infected as well. How much more severe will cases get? And also, just in terms of the results that we've been waiting for, we now know that there's at least 3 times more reinfections in people who have had previous infections of COVID-19 from both Delta and Beta. So Omicron is showing to kind of break through immunity.
So, Siphamandla, President Cyril Ramaphosa is back from his 4-nation West African tour. He is done dancing in Ghana and the music has stopped, and he must now come back and face the music here at home in as far as the spread of COVID-19 is concerned. And we understand there's going to be a meeting of the National Coronavirus Command Council. What are experts telling you ahead of that meeting?
Indeed, straight from that trip to going to that meeting, which is crucial. The President of the Republic is coming back at a time whereby in Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal, the situation doesn't look good in terms of increasing infections. But experts are hopeful that whatever is discussed during that meeting of the National Coronavirus Command Council will take into account the economy and also the issue of the livelihoods of many South Africans. One expert that we spoke to earlier on is of the view that now is time for a differentiated approach, which in a way is province to province, case by case approach, whereby each province will have to look at its risks, determine the approach and the response that will be implemented. There is no need for now, according to him, for a blanket national approach. But in Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal, he believes that the National Coronavirus Command Council will have to look at those 2 provinces for now and adopt a wait-and-see approach, take into account how the numbers behave in the next coming weeks, and then take a decision on those bases. But they are concerned about the situation. Let's take a listen.
I think that when the Corona Command Council is going to meet, when they meet today, they are going to look at a situation where on the one hand there's increased cases, but on the other hand there's not a lot of increased hospitalization. But they have to consider the fact that if the cases increase too high, just the sheer number of cases, let's assume that we don't have a much more severe disease because of Omicron. But if the cases go too high, especially among people who are unvaccinated, we are inadvertently going to see a lot of people just because of the sheer numbers, right? So they have to consider that in the next week, we are going to start seeing a lot more numbers, and those numbers in themselves can begin to burden the healthcare system. That's the tough decision that they have to make.
So while we all wait with anticipation, Siphamandla, in terms of what will come out of that meeting of the National Coronavirus Command Council, provinces like KwaZulu-Natal that depend partly on the tourism economy, that sector must be on edge in terms of, what the likely outcomes will be, whether or not we go to higher and more stringent restrictions.
Indeed, and the sector in the tourism industry is very much worried about the prospects and the talks of tighter restrictions. They are saying for now is not the time for that. Earlier on, we spoke to the president of the Durban Chamber of Commerce and Industry, which, has members of big business and industry, including the tourism sector. KwaZulu-Natal is used to many people visiting the province, whether they are going to the Drakensberg Mountains or they are coming to eThekwini, which is the province's economic hub. So the tourism sector is worried about what is currently happening, and they are saying, well, they are starting to see the impact of the fourth wave because many people and many employees have reported sick. They are isolating. They are not coming to work as we speak. Let's take a listen to what the president of the Durban Chamber of Commerce had to say about this.
Absolutely. I think it was earlier this week our Premier announced that we're officially in the fourth wave in the province. And as businesses, we're already seeing that. There's high levels of absenteeism because of the high level of infections. And so, it's extremely worrying. If we look back over the last 18 months, we've been through the first wave, the second wave, the third wave. We had the event of the civil unrest in July, and now we are right in the middle of a fourth wave at the time of year when the province is the playground for people to enjoy their Christmas vacations. So it's extremely worrying if we look across all sectors of our economy in the province, not just the manufacturing sector, but the big tourism sector. It's a big concern for the Chamber and our membership.
All right, that was eNCA's senior journalist Siphamandla Goge reporting there from KwaZulu-Natal, piecing together that situation around COVID-19 and its spread in that province.